My daughter uninvited me from the $5,200 New York trip I paid for, leaving a 15-second voicemail saying her husband didn't want to see me. She still planned to go. She didn't know I quietly canceled everything. She found out at the airport at the counter. I listened to that voicemail at least 20 times before I finally accepted that it was real. No argument, no explanation, just 15 cold seconds. Hey mom, Jake doesn't think it's a good idea if you come anymore. It'll be awkward. We're still going though. Thanks for understanding. Then she hung up. No, I love you. No apology. Nothing. The strange part? Every single reservation had been booked under my name. The flights, the Manhattan hotel overlooking Central Park, the Broadway tickets, the dinner cruise, even the airport transportation. Every dollar, $5,200 of it, came from my retirement savings because my daughter had always dreamed of seeing New York at Christmas. She had cried when I surprised her with the trip 6 months earlier. You always make impossible things happen, Mom. Apparently that was only true until her husband decided I was inconvenient. Jake had never liked me. Not because I was rude, not because I interfered, because I refused to treat him like he was the smartest man in every room. He hated that I asked questions before lending money. He hated that I encouraged my daughter to keep her own bank account. Most of all, he hated that she still called me whenever life became difficult. For 2 years, he slowly convinced her I was too involved. Family dinners became shorter. Phone calls became less frequent. Holiday invitations disappeared one by one. Still, I never complained. When she mentioned she'd always wanted to experience Christmas in New York, I thought maybe one unforgettable trip could bring us close again. Instead, I got a 15-second voicemail. That night, I opened my laptop. I didn't cry. I didn't call. I simply logged into every reservation. The airline, canceled. Hotel, canceled. Broadway show, canceled. Dinner cruise, canceled. Airport shuttle, canceled. The travel insurance refunded almost everything directly to my account. The cancellation fees cost me a few $100s. It was worth every penny. I didn't text my daughter. I didn't announce anything on social media. I simply went to bed. 3 days later, the morning of the trip arrived. Around 6:40 a.m., my phone started buzzing. 7 missed calls, then 12, then 23. Finally, a voicemail. Mom, they're saying our tickets don't exist. The reservation disappeared. Call me. 5 minutes later, another. The hotel says it's canceled. What is happening? Then another. The airline says whoever booked everything canceled it yesterday. Please answer. I made myself coffee before returning the call. She answered on the first ring. Mom, something's wrong. Everything's gone. I calmly asked one question. I thought I wasn't invited. Silence. Then I heard Jake shouting in the background. This is ridiculous. Tell her to fix it. I smiled. No, I said quietly. Ridiculous was paying for a vacation I wasn't welcome to join. She started crying. I didn't think you'd actually cancel it. I didn't think you'd actually uninvite me. Another long silence. Then Jake grabbed the phone. You're ruining our honeymoon-style vacation over your feelings? I laughed for the first time in weeks. My feelings? Jake, you're standing in an airport expecting to enjoy a vacation funded by the woman you told your wife you didn't even want to look at. He hung up. I figured that was the end of it. It wasn't. That evening, my daughter came to my house alone. Her eyes were swollen from crying. She admitted that Jake had insisted on excluding me because he wanted the trip to be just us, even though he hadn't contributed a single dollar. She confessed something else. The week before, he'd joked with friends that I was basically our personal travel sponsor. One of those friends felt guilty and secretly told her after everything fell apart. She finally realized how humiliating it had been. For the first time in months, she apologized without making excuses. Not, I'm sorry you feel hurt. Not, I'm sorry, but just, Mom, I'm sorry. I accepted the apology. But I also told her something she'd never heard from me before. Love doesn't mean unlimited access to my wallet. A month later, she left Jake. Apparently, the airport disaster wasn't their biggest problem. It was simply the first time she saw him exactly as everyone else already had. The refunded money stayed in my account. Instead of rebooking New York, I invited my sister. The two of us spent a week exploring museums, watching Broadway shows, eating cheesecake in little cafes, and laughing until our feet hurt. It turned out the dream vacation was always possible.